after the fight, Shakur Stevenson got in the ring, and he and O'Shaquie, who has called Shakur out on this very show, among other places, jawed at each other for everyone to hear. Later, O'Shaquie talked about what happened. Check it out. You think, even though Shakur is perceived as significantly better than O'Shaquie, that O'Shaquie's style presents Shakur problems, or no?
Honestly, from what I noticed from the fight with Ford, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they have a good talk, good back and forth exchange. It's good for the sport of boxing, good hype, but 10-pound difference. I think that both guys need to focus on what's in their path and what's in their time frame when it comes to their weight divisions, rather than trying to stir up a pot that's not going to be.
Agreed.
Big fight stuff like that, but I mean, I think Shaq deserved it, bro. I shared the ring with Shaq before Shaq got up. And I feel Shaq is real good, and I mean, I want to see it. It'll be great. But it's 2 minutes getting on. I know.
Ryan Garcia thinks he knows Shakur Stevenson. But what his asterisk-owned sparring partner just revealed about O'Shaquie power and defense changes everything we thought about that potential super fight. This isn't just a chess match. It's a strategic nightmare that most fighters can't even begin to solve.
I like Shakur Stevenson, who's a southpaw, super hard to hit, right? Is not always everyone's biggest payday, does not get shouted out. I'm hearing everyone shouting out.
See, everyone's been talking about Stevenson's anticipated clash with O'Shaquie Foster. Coaches like Bredman Edwards and Steven Edwards both see Stevenson as the bigger, more skilled fighter, making a move up in weight a massive challenge for Foster, despite his pressure and cumulative power.
26, but he's bigger than he is. And Shakur is a little more talented than O'Shaquie. I'm not saying O'Shaquie can't beat him. I don't want to do that, after this great victory that he has, but that's a tough fight to move up 10 pounds and fight a dude that's bigger than you and a little bit more and more talented. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Shakur Stevenson might be the best fighter in the world. You know what I mean? He's that good. If I was O'Shaquie Foster, I would fight Navarrete, but he's a gun. I'm sure he wants to fight Shakur. Maybe they got some kind of history. Who am I to say? But I think that I would clear out the division that I'm in, and before I jump 2 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not meant to jump weight classes like that. I think it's overrated anyway.
Stevenson's defensive mastery is just unreal. Bernie Thaw Boxer and Bruce Carrington both highlight his elite boxing IQ and uncanny ability to make opponents miss completely. It's not about knockout power. It's about pure, calculated control every single second.
He's a puncher. But I think he's very, very physically strong, and he has like them hard hands. Some guys got like explosive hands where they hit you and they put you to sleep. And then some guys got kind of hard hands where they don't have the highest KO percentages, but when they hit you, you feel it, and they like beating you up, and they let you know like you don't want to keep taking this all night. I think he has those kind of hands. I looked at Scooter's face, and he was like discouraging him. He was like busting them up a little bit. I would not favor O'Shaquie Foster against Shakur, but I'm not going to disrespect O'Shaquie Foster and say he can't.
But here's the kicker: some in the boxing world, like Floyd Schofield Jr., even suggest Stevenson often prefers naturally smaller opponents. He simply finds a way to neutralize everyone, making him incredibly hard to beat, but also sometimes a tough sell for casual fans.
I mean, I know Shakur want to fight somebody smaller than him. Nothing wrong with that. That's the Shakur magic. That's like how a lot of people do it these days.
Now listen to this part. While the Foster fight is building, Ryan Garcia just threw his name into the hat, saying he's willing to step up if the negotiations are right. This immediately shifts the entire conversation, because a Garcia-Stevenson clash is a whole different animal.
Fights, I think that's part of it. Foster's the kind of guy, he can be a straight-up boxer. He'll look to press, he'll look to go into. He's a well-rounded fighter. He can fight inside, outside, but he's predisposed a little bit to fighting well, or maybe better, on the outside, where he throws everything nice. He's a sharpshooter. He throws nice, straight, short punches, concise punches, accurate punches. He's got that kind of style.
Stevenson, for his part, is interested, but also raises doubts about Garcia's consistency, hinting at past issues. Yet, he's confident he has the tools to take control and deal with whatever version of Garcia shows up. That's a bold statement, considering Garcia's explosive power.
He's a good, solid, technically, based fighter. Again, everything by the book. Doesn't do anything really where he gets sloppy. He does everything pretty. Even when he gets inside, when he does go inside, he's not throwing a million punches, but he's throwing the right punches. He'll throw the uppercut. He'll try to put a hook with it. He'll go to the body. He'll place shots. He'll throw educated punches.
Robert Garcia actually gives Garcia's an edge in speed and power, suggesting he'd need to set a high pace and aim for a stoppage. For Garcia, a points decision could be incredibly risky. It's a classic speed versus defense matchup, but with a puncher's chance always looming.
Shakur kind of got him on that one, honestly. And I like Oshaki, man. I like Oshaki, but I do think that Shakur, I don't think Oshaki's defensively aware enough to give Shakur too much trouble. Shakur, he's just on a cruise control now when it comes to the guys he's been fighting. And on top of that, he's way bigger than Oshaki, bro. I did not think he was that much bigger than him. He stepped in the ring. I was like, oh snap. That was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't think Shakur is gonna lose that fight. I think Oshaki, he's being very ambitious in this fight. And I also think that in the sparring that they had, he might have found certain things in those sparring that's gonna make the fight interesting. I think so, but it's been a long time since
But here, the reality check. Sergio Mora points to Garcia's relatively limited movement compared to Stevenson's speed and elusiveness. Stevenson's experience and defensive ability are massive advantages, making him an absolute nightmare to hit clean.
See Oshaki winning that fight as of right now.
They're two chess masters, right? Shaq can play chess extremely well too.
He can.
Is that just you're not gonna out Shakur though? At that game.
Yeah, he's probably the most patient guy that I've ever seen in the ring. And then he a lot of his moves are calculated. All of his moves I feel like are calculated. I think Shakur just doesn't have devastating power, but if he did, he would be the full package. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only thing that he might be lacking in terms of this, because he's decent fighting inside, very well fighting mid-range, and has long distance as well too. His distance control is great. Yeah, man, I just don't see in this matchup him having much.
Even Ryan Garcia's biggest weapon, that devastating left hook, might not be enough. Akajai explains it needs to be perfectly set up and disguised against Stevenson's elite defense and distance control. Without that, it's just a small puncher's chance.
Is not your average fighter. He's a great fighter,
Definitely not your average fighter. Definitely not a Crawford though.
Not a Crawford?
Come on, man. Look at the KO ratio.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. The IQ, the level of boxing ability and skill that he has, that he uses.
Okay.
Shaq a good fighter. Shaq a good fighter.
You said every way. So I had to throw it in there. Sorry.
No. We know he's not a knockout puncher. We know that.
But IQ, they match up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Far as you ain't gonna beat him. That's what I'm saying. This guy you ain't gonna beat him. Good fight though. If I'm shocked, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see how you gonna beat him. You can't hit him.
You don't see nothing.
You can't hit him.
Swinging that air.
And get this, Ryan Garcia himself pushed back on Stevenson being the best, arguing he doesn't overwhelm opponents like the sport's elite monsters. This is the underlying tension. Is Stevenson too defensive for mass appeal, even if he's practically unbeatable?
Watch the fight and watch that chess play out between two chess masters. Shakur would be the favorite in that fight, I think, for sure. And I would favor him. But it is an interesting fight. It is. And it'd be interesting to see Shakur have to play chess with someone who's a chess master too. And all the animosity and buildup.
Before you tell me exactly why it won't happen, though, want to give props to O'Shaquie Foster.
So while Ryan Garcia offers an intriguing stylistic clash, the fight everyone really wants to see, the one Adeladipo calls the most anticipated in boxing, is Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis at 135 pounds. That's the true mega fight.
Keep with the way they were talking, one of his little... He sees this as like a sparring partner he gave some work to. He sees him as the kind of guy he can tell to go fight somebody else, another one of his juniors, another one of his little ends, that he won't get past. And it's not in my... The fact that you're even talking about him in the breath with me is what he was mad about. The fact that the kid's got some point, that you did promise him a fight if he got through this hurdle, and he actually went over there, fought the guy, and got through the hurdle. He called your bluff. Yeah. And like I say, you know you ain't doing it. No, the money won't be there for that fight. Yes, I'd love to see it. It'd be interesting. I mean, but am I dying to see it? No. I'm not dying to see that fight. And I think in a way, Shakur, not even in a way, I think Shakur is right. Like, he is better than Foster. Foster maybe can get better. I don't think he can get that good, though.
So there you have it. Stevenson is an undeniable defensive marvel, sparking debate whether he's too good for his own good. The potential Garcia fight is a fascinating puzzle, but the Ghost versus Tank clash remains boxing's true mega fight. Who do you think poses the biggest threat to Shakur Stevenson, Garcia, or Davis? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one.
Don't know, it's going to be very difficult to be smaller than Shakur and coming up and beating him, because you got to like put like some kind of like just that dense body weight and just physical strength on him to just complete. If it's really hard to outbox him, so you got, I don't. O'Shaquie Foster can box his ass off, but I don't know if he can box at the level of being able to outbox Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different level of boxing.
Down a fight for $100 million?
Yeah, I actually would. I do respect that in him. I think that he just knows it's his time to call it. I will say, though, his competitive nature, that might bring him back. If he sees me running this up, he might want to try to challenge the young bull. I ain't gonna...
Garcia is somebody that comes in there, you never know which version of him is going to show up. So if the good version of him show up, he gets spanked. If the bad version of him show up, he gets...
But Ryan Garcia got to understand one thing that's very important. I'm not Devin Haney. I'm not Devin Haney.
How are you different than Devin Haney?
With all due respect to Devin Haney, he got his game, but my game is at a higher level. My defense is way better. I could stand there in front of guys and defend myself.